Off the air indefinitely. This follows a controversy over comments the late night comedian made Monday night about Charlie Kirk's suspected killer and the MAGA movement and their reaction to the assassination. Let's get straight to CNN's chief media affairs correspondent Brian Stelter. Brian, what is going on?
That's right. This is fast developing this afternoon, Jake, amid pressure from the Trump-aligned FCC. And in the past few minutes, ABC confirmed to CNN the Kimmel show will be off the air, quote, indefinitely. We have not yet heard from Kimmel or his representatives. That's how quickly this has been developing. But let's back up and look at what Kimmel actually said on the program that has caused controversy. This is from Monday night in his Monday evening monologue. Kimmel suggested that the alleged killer of Charlie Kirk might have been a pro-Trump Republican. He said, quote, the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it. He said in between the finger pointing, there was grieving. Kimmel was expressing what we've heard some other...
Come on, man. Why he have to repeat it? Why can't you let Jimmy Kimmel sing? He's the professional. Isn't he a comedian? Why y'all taking shit so serious? What the hell, man? Jimmy Kimmel video that got banned. Where can I watch it? As a matter of fact, I don't even think you could watch it without him being a fucking asshole. I got a video. I try to use one of these late night shows. They said something, and they banned it. Let's see.
For the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately. We had some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it. In between the finger pointing, there was grieving. On Friday, the White House flew the flags at half-staff, which got some criticism. But on a human level, you can see how hard the president is taking this.
My condolences on the loss of your friend Charlie Kirk. May I ask, sir, personally, how are you holding up over the last day and a half, sir?
I think very good. And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks. They've just started construction of the new ballroom for the White House, which is something they've been trying to get, as you know, for about 150 years. And it's going to be a beauty.
Yes. He's at the fourth stage of grief, construction. Demolition, construction. This is not how an adult grieves the murder of someone he called a friend. This is how a 4-year-old mourns a goldfish.
Oh, shit, man. Jimmy Kimmel is hilarious. I thought if you had a joke that was actually funny, it ain't racist. It ain't bad, man. If the joke's funny and you laughed at it, then hey, man, I'm telling you, man. But we know this is what Esau's trying to do, to bring forth this famine of the word. I'm gonna grab the precepts. It's the same thing over and over, man. But let me start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rechak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Rabbi Nab. Shalom to the elect. It's the book of Amos 8 and 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. Okay, there's going to be a time where, because this is what's exposing him. This is what he's worried. This is what the devil's worried about, man. This little book, man. I got a compact-sized dictionary that's saying Esau's going to go into slavery, he's going to die, he's going to get burnt up. He doesn't want to hear that, man. You think the left is mad about what Captain Kirk was saying? Wait until y'all get the understanding what's saying in this book, man. That we on the highways and hedges telling you out loud, bold face, no security, no camera, no just out there, man. It's called making your body a living sacrifice. These devils will kill you, man. They might have heard another brother's lessons. They'll come out and take that shit out on you. You gotta suffer these things, man. This is why you gotta count the costs when you come into this thing, man. Before you start hitting the highways and hedges, you gotta count the costs, man. All right. But let's see what Google says about Amos 8 and 11. As a matter of fact, I'm going to chat. Amos 8 verse 11 meaning. Fucking stupid ass chat GPT, man. Prophecy of judgment. This verse is a warning from the Most High that Israel would suffer a spiritual famine. Oh, just as physical famine starves the body, the famine starves the soul. That's right. Well, yeah, that's the famine of the word. Okay, is it spiritual? It's physical too. There's a physical aspect of not being able to go out on the highways and hedges because of your laws are being infringed upon. Okay, now it might come in the guise of civil, moral, whatever he thinks he's calling it, man. You know, but at the same time, it's gonna affect different areas, not just the one he's trying to stop. That's how these laws work. He'll have you focused over here. This is the reason why we're doing this. Oh, but this overextends. Now there's a gray area over here. Oh, because of this law, that also excludes y'all from bringing out the Bible. You know, in a world where y'all don't even understand the Bible. That's why y'all glorifying the dead body, because you are a pagan. Okay, you don't understand what happens according to the book after you die. You think he's just gone forever, and it don't work like that, man. You think he's in purgatory. You think you have to go and do some shit with the Catholic priest. None of that's in the Bible, man. You got to go talk to the Pope, you know. Get the hell out of here, man. Okay, so you guys are all bugged out anyway, so, you know, you want to understand. You don't understand spiritual things, man. You're a natural person. You know, you see Esau. I was talking to some Edomites today, man. They're just all bugged out about everything. They're so fucking stupid, man. These are some dumbass people, man. And the Lord's revealing it, how stupid these people are. Anything that's said, they always mainstream. Oh my God, I gotta agree. I gotta make a statement. Should I send an email saying how sad I am? I don't know. Not judging, discernment. It's just all carnal, man. Stupid. You know, there's you know, not to get into, and there's gonna be another situation that's gonna pop up, and they're gonna all, whatever the media says, that's how they're gonna feel about it. They're just like zombies, man. That's why they gotta be destroyed, man. It's pathetic seeing these people, and they think they're like on a really high level, man. It's very pathetic, man. You as a nation, the Edomites out there, y'all are really pathetic. Like even your worst criminal ones and your organizations, you even the like with the wizard hats, man. You guys look like you're evil. You're still hanging people in Mississippi. Like what are you doing? You think we actually believe that he did that to himself? You're the damn fool. Okay, but he likes to project. Okay, he'll project these thoughts. No, I'm not foolish. No, we didn't find any. There's no rough deal in here. Let's just keep the class going. Let's go. But on the other side, the Lord's judging on both sides, man. He's destroying the wicked. Okay? He don't care if you're eating. He don't care, man. There's nothing you could do to the Most High, man. He got full, complete sovereignty. He can kill me, kill you, kill them, kill. He about to do a number on this place, man. Okay, it says not physical but spiritual. It is not a lack of bread or water, but a deprivation of God's word. That's right. This is already a deprivation of God's word, if you really look at it, man. Y'all can't even receive it if you wanted to, but he's going to try to get rid of something. He should have been got rid of this if he had the power to do it. He should have got rid of this during slavery. He should have just wrote a whole new book. Why would you? You're so stupid. You took chapters out the book and gave Jake that. Like, you should have just got rid of it. But you're dumb. You know, the Lord's showing you how base of a man you actually are. And we went to your schools. A lot of Israelites are some smart brothers, man. A lot of brothers are very scholarly. So that already makes me think that even when I was in school, man, a lot of people weren't. I mean, some people are really smart, but a majority of people are not. They're not. They don't work as hard as Jake, man. When Jake got to go in there, Jake got to be up all the time, man. Esau might come easier, but then when you get it, it's like, I don't know, man. It's like you get it and you still ain't switch up who you were. There's like a lot more to just being wise, man. You know, Jake be going hard in a lot of areas. That's what I'm trying to say here. And when you got to get it on your own and people don't fuck with you like that, and you gotta really, like, if Jake want to really learn something, they gonna learn it very well. Okay, and they normally get put in higher positions because nobody likes to be talked to by Esau, man. He fucks the whole chemistry up, makes everything more difficult than what it has to be. Anyways, I don't want to go off, but this is talking about a time when this word is going to be taken out. And if you can get rid of Jimmy Kimmel for saying a joke, I didn't see, there's nothing political about it. He's making the shit political. Oh, I'm going to get him out of here and cut him. I'm going to do this. I'm going to make an example of him. And so, you know how many people said something about this dude, man? More than the people who were complaining about. Even the people who were complaining, they probably had an opinion. Okay, but they giving you an opinion, and if you ain't with the main opinion that Esau's putting out there, then he'll fuck with you. And y'all are so weak that y'all don't have the mindset. Y'all not gonna resist the MOTB. Ultimately, it shows where your faith's at. Just like where the jab was, just like on a small. This is nothing, man. This situation is nothing. It's just made up, fabricated bullshit. And y'all are gonna you fall into these different. He can put you in a box with these different situations. You ain't ready. You don't want to suffer anything. That's why you want to hurry up and get on the side that is the most popular. Okay? You don't want to feel any affliction. And Esau is like a test run to see who's who. All right, I got the majority of people agreeing with this bullshit, so I know half of them, more than half, is asleep. So now I can implement taking away some more laws. You fall for it every single time. Without it, the people would be left in darkness, judgment, or disobedience, because Israel repeatedly rejected the prophets and the law. God declares a time when he will withdraw his word. This is worse than physical hunger because it leads to spiritual death. That's right. A lack of faith, hope, and eventually going to Esau, who is as hell, who is as death. He's going to kill your ass. Fulfillment seen historically after the prophets. There was a long silence leading up to John the Baptist and Mashiach. Spiritually, it also applies whenever God removes teachers of truth, leaving the people to grope in confusion. If you're not, that's that wisdom and knowledge not, you not being stable in that time. That's the start of it. Because the men of the Lord, see, they've been studying, hopefully, been getting this truth, according to Romans 14th chapter, Romans 14:5. One man esteemeth one day above another, another esteemeth every day alike. Let every man be fully persuaded in his own mind. Yeah, one man esteemeth one day above another. Some brothers hold the high holy days. They might celebrate it better than you. You know, they might bring out the Torah on a scroll. They might, keep the Sabbath day. You know, they don't work on that day. They laid back. They don't start any fires. You know, they're more traditional, keeping the customs, but this is all practice, man. You know, and another esteemeth every day alike, so a lot, we know that, it's all through faith, that Yahweh Shai is, ultimately you gotta it's all about predestination. We keep the law, statute, commandments to the best of our ability. We're holding the faith, we're being obedient. So it's like every day is alike. It's all through faith. But the most important part is let every man be fully persuaded in his own mind. There's nothing wrong with doing those things, practicing the righteous acts, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability, living by faith. Instead of arguing, hey, you doing this wrong and you doing that wrong, and kind of pointing the finger. I'm not saying you don't correct, of course. That's how we all built, iron sharpening iron. But the point of it is for you to be fully persuaded in your own mind that he exists, that these things that we're going to go through are going to happen, number one, and that there's going to be a deliverer, that we're going to come up out of this. You got to somehow figure that out in your own mind. You got to be persuaded in your own mind. And when that word's taken away, and there's less people on the highways and hedges, and you're going to be pretty much relying on wisdom that's not going to keep you stable. Hence going to people being cold, being psycho going into unstable, going into you eating human flesh, going into you killing your kids, man. People are going to be doing a lot of crazy shit during that time because they weren't operating in wisdom. And that time's going to manifest itself. And if you believe in so-called Jesus Christ without any wisdom, you're going to be unstable in that time. Because nowhere in the Bible says that Jesus Christ was a so-called white man. And that the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit and all of that, it's all falsehoods. You running off the false doctrine. All right, so you ain't going to be stable is what I'm trying to say here. But you need to be persuaded in your own mind. Let me grab this in the book of Matthew, chapter 24, in verse number 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. So, of course, wax cold. Psycho. Okay? And it says to be, breathe, blow, cool by blowing, to be made or grow cool or cold, of waning love. Okay, so you're not going to be showing any love in any form towards the Most High, towards your own self, towards your family. Nope, you're going to be operating in your own wisdom. We understand that Jeremiah 17 and 9, the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who could know it? Exactly. So your heart, which is your mind, let's go into this word heart, which is lob.
Strong's H 3820. Lave.
This is a la ah. Let me see. Or la ba. Lab. Okay. As a matter of fact, let's go to got it. If you look at it, it's a la. Where's the la? La ba. La ba. Lab. Okay. I don't know what Esau's talking about. lave. Okay, it's la and ba. Where am I? Okay, the heart of man, mind. Okay, knowledge, thinking, reflection, memory. All right. So your mind is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? Here it is. Esau is trying to develop AI, which is pretty much built after the way your mind processes. And it still isn't as good as your mind. He can't replicate the mind. It got all these errors. It has backdoors to everything. It's wicked. AI is fucking wicked, man. Don't get it wrong. There's some good use cases for it. You know, I'll use it to see what it says about some scriptures. It can formulate all these different precepts if you ask it to. You know. But at the same time, who knows what it's doing? It's probably going into my information, doing all types of shit, man. Ezekiel 7 and verse 26, they shall seek a vision of the prophet, but the law shall perish from the priest. So, you know, I'm going to teach you what's written. Okay, and a lot of you didn't see the value in it before the day came where you weren't going to be able to have it, and you ain't going to see the value in it in these last days. You're going to see the value in it when your ass is pining away from not being able to eat after you took the MOTB. Like a damn fool. Matthew 4:4, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Heavenly Father. So Yahweh Shai had to be sustained without having anything to eat, and he relied on the Lord while this devil was tempting him. And you're going to be put in the same type of predicament that in his faith, his spirit was strengthened. It tells you in Isaiah that you know, all these spirits came to him after he did that, man. I want to be surprised after the men who are faced with taking the MOTB and get the victory from there, that the Lord don't endow them with power after that. You know, putting that seal that you part of the elect. You know. So I'm speaking as a man. But that's sort of kind of like what happened with Yahweh Shai. 2 Esdras 5 verse 9 speaks of truth being hidden in the land of barren of faith. Let's go there. I wanted to see something that Al Sharpton said, though. I couldn't figure out what he was doing. I couldn't figure out what his name was yesterday. 2 Esdras 5 verse 9. Actually, matter of fact, let's start from the top. 2 Esdras 5 and 1. Nevertheless, as concerning the tokens, which are signs, behold, means look, the days shall come, that they which dwell upon the earth, everyone dwells upon the earth, shall be taken in great number. Okay, so that's going to increase. People dying, being taken in great number. And the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith. And it's going to be barren of this not having this word. This is where your faith's going to come from. Because people might have faith in the food that they stored up in their basement somewhere, or their bunker, their gun. But those things are going to fail you. You might have had well thought out plan. All right, I'm going to have 40 years of food in case there's a thermonuclear missile. I'm going to go 100 feet underground. I'm going to mag guns, mag bullets. You know, I got my EpiPen, I got my Narcan just in case. You know, you thought of every scenario you could possibly think of, and you thought you had what you need, and then the Lord gonna get mosquitoes gonna give you some type of virus, man. You out of here. You're gonna die from a bug bite, something you didn't even think of. You know, something silly. oh shit, man, I cut my hand on some rust. Now I got fucking lockjaw. I don't fucking know, man. I'm just giving an example that you can't plan out every scenario because it's the Lord that's doing it. Okay, he gonna make sure he gonna get through with your defense. He's gonna get you if you ain't part of the elect. But iniquity shall be increased above that which now thou seest, or that thou hast heard long ago. Yeah, the iniquity that you see today, most recently, someone getting politically assassinated. Those things are going to be increased. Okay, because he's not the only one that speaks on those issues. Even the dude, Officer Tatum, you know, it could be a lot of truth speakers, a lot of left-wing people. There's a lot of different social media accounts out there, a lot of different spirits out there, you know, that, you know, people probably everyone got someone they don't like. You saying things on this internet, man, you don't know who the hell's listening to you. What government officials do you got? Fucking Iran watching the fucking Hebrew Israelites, man. So, you know, that's supposed to be a whole terrorist fucking country, man. All right, so you don't know who's taking your videos, your voice, chopping it up, mixing it up. Look at what they're doing. You know, all this different propaganda that they're pushing out. Look at how they're treating the black people out there. They're outside with garments on. It's so bad out there in America. Look at them. You really want to go there? Look what this guy's saying, you know. But that iniquity shall be increased, man. These different crimes, these different uproars of the people, more protests, even the protests about Gaza and all that. They're being muffled by this situation. A lot of things are being muffled upon. It kind of shuts up every other situation that's going on. It's hyper focused on Captain. No, we need to mourn as a whole country over this. People are dying of cancer all the time. There's all types of shit in your food. No. We need to focus. Forget all that. We need to stop, have a moment of silence for this over here. Says who? Who's saying we should do this? Who's telling this is what you should be thinking about? Who's making this the main vocal point? Who owns these media outlets? This is what you should be thinking. Why is everyone coming out with the same opinion? Everyone's crying. Didn't know him, but yet you're crying. Okay, you gotta have discernment in this time, man. A lot of people done sold out. A lot of people will take a bag, man. Oh, we'll give you, free housing. You can live, I'll put you in a nice Edomite neighborhood. You don't even gotta pay $1. Esau got the power to do this type of shit, man. Some of your neighbors are like that. They don't fucking work, but they're working for the government. And they call him, hey, do this, do that. They watching you, man. It's not always on the internet. Now, the people in your neighborhood, they got people like that, man. A bunch of spies. I actually met this person in Armenia, I think she was. She said 2 out of 3 Armenians, when you go there, they work for the government. They're spies. It's a way of seeing who was who. She said when you're there, you always you don't know. You always gotta watch your mouth, man. And I believe it's the same way, just like over here. 2 Esdras 5:3, in the land that thou seest now to have root, shall thou see wasted suddenly. Okay, so this place is gonna be wasted, just like Esau, a waste. But if the Most High grant thee to live, thou shalt see after the 3rd trumpet that the sun shall suddenly shine again in the night, and the moon thrice in the day. Yeah, so if the Lord grants you to live, thou thou shalt see after the third trumpet. Let me see what that means. Curious. Let me notes. 2nd Esdras 5 and 4. Nothing in my notes. Okay, 2nd Esdras 5 and 4. Let's see what. I just want to know. I can't remember. 5. Let me see what it says. What if the Most High grant thee to live after the third trumpet in apocalyptic writing? Trumpets are signals announcing divine events, judgments here. It represents stages in God's unfolding plan for the last days. The sun shall suddenly shine again in the night, symbolic of great cosmic disturbances. I don't know if this is right. It shows unnatural signs in the heavens, things contrary to the normal order of creation. Spiritually, this can represent sudden illumination of truth appearing at unexpected times. Now that's right. You know, the sun, the moon, the stars represent wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. The moon thrice in a day, again, unnatural, supernatural signs. The moon is not meant to shine multiple times in one day. This emphasizes that the Most High would disrupt the natural order to signal judgment. Symbolically, these heavenly signs point to confusion, fear, and amazement among the nations, showing that the Most High is in control of both heaven and earth. They also show light and guidance appearing in times of darkness for those that fear the Most High, while the wicked are confounded. Right. 2nd Esdras 5, verse 5. And blood shall drop out of the wood, and the stone shall give his voice, and the people shall be troubled. So that's death. That's symbolic of the, blood coming out of the wood. It's just death, judgment. Okay, and the stone shall give his voice, and the people shall be troubled. Okay, Jacob's trouble, man. You need to operate. If the Most High grant you to live, man, he gonna be giving you this wisdom. All right. If he's not, then you ain't gonna have it. All right. And ain't nobody gonna be dealing with you in these last days, because the more you come out here and you're teaching, you meet people, and you know who's gonna get it, and you know who isn't. So through the Spirit, you already know. This dude's condemned. You ain't got no wisdom at all. You don't know the name of the Lord. What? The multiple videos brothers been putting out, the multiple sacrifices they put up. You didn't hear not a word. Then the Lord just ain't dealing with you, man. Now some brothers, no one's gonna be perfectly ready. But you're gonna be moving a certain way in that time, I believe, through the Spirit, that it ain't gonna be like everybody else, because the way people move today, I don't move like that. What people deem to be fun, and even though, some things are fun, but I want to participate in that. People going to concerts and shit, like, I'm good. How much more people, everyone's talking about the same shit that's, ain't no one talking about the Lord, man. They rather talk about this dude, man. Ain't watched none of his speeches, what he was about, but you got an opinion. You got tears in your eyes because you're fucked in your mind, man. And the Lord wants it to be like that. 2nd Esdras 5 and 6, and even he shall rule whom they look not for, that dwell upon the earth, and the fowls shall take their flight away together. And even he shall rule whom they look not for, that dwell upon the earth. Let's go there. 2nd Esdras 5 verse 6. I believe it's talking about Yahweh Shah, but let's see. 5. trying to get a colon there. This verse is part of the angel's prophecy to Ezra about end time signs. He shall rule whom they look not for. This points to a ruler rising unexpectedly, one that the world does not anticipate. Spiritually, many connect this to the rise of strange kings or empires, unexpected powers taking dominion. It can also foreshadow the coming of the Messiah. That's what I think it means. Whom the world did not expect to come as he did, because they don't know the truth. But in apocalyptic context, it more often points to an oppressive power or end-time ruler permitted by God. Nah, man, that's Yahweh Shai, man. That dwell upon the earth, meaning the whole inhabited world, not just Israel. This indicates a global shift in power, and that's going to happen when the Lord returns. And the fowls shall take their flight away together, symbolic of disturbance in creation. The sudden flight of birds often represents panic, scattering, or fleeing from danger. Spiritually, it points to the nations trembling and scattering in fear when this unexpected ruler arises. Yahweh Shai. Second Esdras 5, verse 7. And the Sodomitish sea shall cast out fish and make a noise in the night, which many have not known, but they shall all hear the voice thereof. Okay, and the Sodomitish sea, I believe, is the Dead Sea. Let me look that up. As a matter of fact, sex chat. Where is the Sodomitish sea located? I believe it's the Dead Sea. Good question. The term Sodomitish sea shows up in the Apocrypha. Let's track it. It refers to the Dead Sea, also called the Salt Sea, in the land of Israel. Location southeast of Jerusalem, bordered by Judah to the west, and Moab/Edom to the east. Why called Sodomitish? Because the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah along the Admah and Zeboam were destroyed by fire and brimstone in that region. Tradition holds that their ruins lie beneath or near the Dead Sea. I never heard that one before. Yeah, I never heard that before. From what I know about that precept, it is the Dead Sea. But it says the Sodomite sea shall cast out fish. But fish can't, there's a lot of salt in that sea that it's not fish can't survive in there or something like that. Were destroyed by fire and brimstone in that region. Tradition holds that the ruins lie beneath whatever. The Dead Sea is extremely salty and inhospitable to life. Hence, little to no fish can live there. It symbolizes judgment and desolation. That's what I think. That's what I thought it means. Little to no fish can survive in there, man. That's how bad it's gonna be here. Okay. Meaning in 2 Esdras 5 and 7, the prophecy says the Dead Sea will cast out fish and make a noise. Since the Dead Sea is lifeless, this prophecy suggests a supernatural sign, life, or strange activity appearing where it normally cannot. Symbolically, it means unexpected, unnatural events in creation. Further, confirming the end time signs Ezra is being shown, the Sodomite Sea is the Dead Sea located in the Jordan Rift Valley between Israel and Jordan. It's named for its association with the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. Good to know. According to chat, what citations do you have to prove this? Let's see where I got this information from. From the Bible, okay, Josephus. But the country of Sodom borders upon the lake Asphaltis, which is bitter and unfruitful. Josephus directly ties Sodom to the Dead Sea, Lake Asphaltitis. Pliny the Elder, Natural History Book 5, Chapter 15. At the south end of this lake, the Dead Sea, were formerly the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah. Roman naturalist confirms the Dead Sea was known as the cursed land of Sodom. Damn, the Dead Sea is the cursed land. I never heard that before. That's crazy. That's crazy because there's a precept I'm thinking about. Pools of water. I think it's Isaiah the 13th chapter. I will also, Isaiah 14. Let me see, Exodus 7 and 19. And the Lord spake unto Moses, say unto Aaron, take thy rod, stretch out thine hand upon the waters of Egypt, upon their streams, upon their rivers, and upon their ponds, and upon all their pools of water, that they may become blood, and that there may be blood throughout all the land of Egypt, both in vessels of wood and in vessels of stone. That's kind of matching up. Second is 5th chapter, talking about the blood being in the wood. And that's a judgment. Isaiah 14 and 23, I will also make it a possession for the bittern and pools of water, and I will sweep it with the besom of destruction, saith the Lord of hosts. That's crazy, because when you make it a possession for the bittern and pools of water, you know, that's what got me thinking about the Dead Sea. Let me see, because that's pretty much what happened to Sodom and Gomorrah. Now I'm just going into this to see. The verse uses strong imagery of destruction with hedge grows, pools of water, and a broom of destruction to emphasize the complete removal of Babylon from power and existence. Explain this. The pools of water refer to swampland or marshes that will cover the once powerful city of Babylon after its destruction, making it a desolate habitat for creatures like owls and hedgehogs instead of humans. See, that's the same thing with Sodom and Gomorrah. This prediction of inundation symbolizes Babylon's complete ruin and permanent abandonment, fulfilling the Lord's judgment on the city for its pride and oppression. They said the Dead Sea is where Sodom and Gomorrah is at. I think I just found Sodom and Gomorrah, man. That's crazy. Second Esdras 5 and 8. There shall be a confusion also in many places, and the fire shall be offset out again, and the wild beasts shall change their places, and menstruous women shall bring forth monsters. Okay, so there shall be confusion in many places. Confusion going into you not knowing what to do, not knowing what's going on, not being stable, both physically, spiritually, mentally. Okay, at least we're going in having spiritually being stable, man. And we hope that manifests itself both physically and mentally as we go through this affliction. And the fire shall be off, sent out again. Let's get that. Second Esdras 5 and 8. Next verse. Second Esdras 5 and 8. The confusion in many places, political, social, moral chaos will spread. Nations will be in uproar, governments unstable, and truth hard to find. Okay? So if you ain't got the truth, man, you're going to be doing some stupid shit, probably joining militias, getting your ass put to death by robots, not enduring until the end, not thinking about the Lord and what he's doing in those times and how he should be directing your steps. You're just going to be fucked up out here, man. Sucks to be you in that time, man. Parallel 2nd Esdras 9:3, then thou shalt well understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Yeah, as these afflictions get closer and closer, especially when that MOTB get mandated, then we know it's the very same time wherein the highest will begin. Our faith should be increasing with the judgments that are going out. Okay, because when you're aligned with the Lord, then you understand that these things are coming. The fire shall be oft sent out again refers to repeated disasters, volcanic eruptions, wildfires, or divine fire as in judgment like Sodom. Spiritually, the fire of judgment and destruction being poured out often. So more afflictions, man. Whichever form the Lord wants to do it, all of that's going to increase. And we're starting to see more volcanic eruptions, more wildfires, more earthquakes. Okay. We're seeing an increase of these things, man. I mean, I'm seeing it. That's what I see. What I'm watching, that's what I'm looking for. If you don't see it, I mean, what can people tell you, man? You just don't see it. Oh, well. The wild beasts shall change their places, animals leaving their natural habitats due to upheaval, famine, or divine disturbance. Symbolic of nations often compared to beasts moving out of their borders, invading lands not their own. Ooh. See, I didn't even think of that. That's true, though. Because these heathen are likened unto beasts. Just like in 2 Kings, the 17th chapter, when the Lord was sending these lions into the land because they were being wicked. That's still somewhat happening today, with the Lord sending these different nations, bombing, and all this shit that's going on in the land of Israel. You know, because he's not happy with them being in there. They're there they have a purpose there. Their purpose is to be chaotic over there. Menstruous women shall bring forth monsters, literal signs of unnatural births, deformities, and corruption in creation. Spiritual, unclean, or defiled people represented as menstruous women. Lamentations 1:17, producing corrupt and monstrous generations, morally perverse children who defy God. So it's twofold, literal and spiritual. You know, and we see him with RFK's doing with the jab shot. Let me look at this real quick. The jab shot. Let me see. No, I need something more recent. What the fuck is this? Oh, I gotta check this out, man. Boston's fucking wild.
Boston. In an affidavit, the feds allege that Cardoso is tied to a violent drug-dealing street gang in Boston. He's already in custody and has been arraigned in this case. The four other men, Anthony Lima, Samuel Alador, Mark...
Oh, shit. Bunch of Cape Verdeans. We got the Jakes, too, man. Let me start this from the beginning.
I'm Bob Ward at the federal courthouse in South Boston. This is where 4 men are facing charges in a disturbing federal kidnapping case. This is a case I've been following for months. All of the men were arrested at their homes in Boston, Quincy, and Wellesley. On Beale Street in Quincy, FBI and police searched for evidence at the home of Anthony Lima, one of 4 men arrested early Tuesday morning in connection with the disturbing federal kidnapping case. Federal authorities say on February 27th, a Quincy man was kidnapped at gunpoint as he stepped out of his apartment and taken here to this garage in Saugus, where he was physically assaulted and tortured. According to an affidavit, some of the abuse was recorded on a cell phone. Eventually, the victim was driven back to Quincy, but only after he agreed to pay ransom. According to the feds, the victim's wife stuffed an expensive Rolex watch and thousands of dollars in cash into a bag and threw it off the couple's balcony to the kidnappers. In March, this man, Brian Cardoso, was arrested in Boston and was arraigned in Quincy District Court on a charge of receiving stolen property for allegedly using the victim's credit card at a store in Boston. In an affidavit, the feds allege that Cardoso is tied to a violent drug-dealing street gang in Boston. He's already in custody and has been arraigned in this case. The 4 other men, Anthony Lima, Samuel Alador, Marcus Castaldi, and Melvin Coleman, are charged on federal counts of conspiracy to kidnap and witness intimidation. They all pleaded not guilty at their arraignments in federal court in South Boston. All 4 of the men arrested are now being detained. If convicted, they face maximum penalties of life in prison. In South Boston, I'm Bob Ward for your local station, Boston 25 News.
Fucking mind, man. Yep. Oh, that's what it is, man. That's what it is.
I want to once again strongly denounce the murder of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. Mr. Kirk held views I totally disagree with, I disagree with deeply. But no clash of ideas can justify physical attacks, which will only bring about a vicious cycle of tragic retribution. I know this firsthand because I've been attacked myself. And rather than respond in anger, I chose to show grace to my assailant in the hopes it might bring us one small step closer to healing and change. I pray for Mr. Kirk's family, and I pray for all lives who have been impacted by this tragedy and others who's faced violence even before this on both sides of the aisle. Most of all, I pray for an end to the divisions in this country that have driven some to draw arms rather than open their hearts and their minds. I want to...
That's all he said. No, I thought he was talking to like a black church or something. That's what I heard. Where is it at? Video player will be blocked after 2 videos. Looks like you.
I don't care how much you disagree with Charlie Kirk. He did not deserve to be killed. And we should pray for his family.
I do a show that's Black American focused.
Hold on. I just want to hear what he says.
This is why I'm gonna have a problem with some people that are new, because they think I go along with this type of talk. I don't.
Yeah, he had different views than me. He would attack me by name. But we debate that. We don't shoot at each other. And we
didn't shoot it.
Demise. And we cannot fight evil being evil ourselves.
Oh, dumb thing.
I don't even know. I don't want to listen to Tim Black break that down, man, but you know, the fact that everyone has to come out and say something shows you Esau's involved with this bull crap, man. Menstruous woman shall bring forth monsters, little son. We read that. 2 Esdras 5, verse 9. And salt water shall be found in the sweet, and all friends shall destroy one another. Then shall wit hide itself, and understanding withdraw itself into his secret chamber. Beautiful. Let me look that up. Next verse. Okay, the verse continues describing the upheavals of the last days. Salt waters shall be found in the sweet, literally fresh waters, rivers, springs being corrupted by salt, rendering them undrinkable. Just like it was in ancient Egypt. Symbolically, corruption entering what was once pure, truth being polluted by lies, wisdom mixed with falsehood, righteous places filled with wickedness. Definitely gonna be a mixing of something, man. Okay. All friends shall destroy one another. Trust and brotherhood will collapse. People will betray, envy, and even kill their own friends. Yo, shit's evil, man. You don't think somebody would do it to you, man. You don't get it, man. Especially when you don't see, and you know, how can I put it? A lot of people don't see the how serious it is. You know, when you try to encapsulate something as crazy as Jacob's Trouble in a movie, and it'll never really grasp the reality of the situation. People got kids that they got to feed. Don't think they're not going to be thinking about, they're not going to put their kids over you, man. There's going to be some hard, I'm not saying they won't, it's just hard decisions that are going to be made, man. And if you're not calculating these things in your equation, man, then you're at risk, man, of being judged. And not knowing. You know, we're in the flesh, man. It's a wicked mind, man. People are going to be doing things that they never thought they would do. That's going into being psycho, going into being unstable. All friends shall destroy. It's precept. Matthew 24:10. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. Then shall wit hide itself. Wit meaning sound judgment, wisdom, prudence in the last days. True wisdom will be rare, hidden, or inaccessible. Right. Okay. And you're not going to get it during that time, man. Because when you had liberty, look what you did. Okay, that echoes Amos 8 and 11, famine of hearing the words of the Lord. Right? That's what's going to happen, man. But you can tell the way you react to these different things that are happening in the world, that the world's like this. One day it's over here, then it's over here. It's about, you know, the beginning of the year was all about Duck and Elon Musk and Doge and all that. In every situation, you were occupied in that, and you were occupied in the job shop with RFK, and then the you wanted to protest about Gaza. Then you wanted to stand up for. It's just all over the place, man. You ain't standing firm on your Hawashai. If you were, you would be over here pointing these things out to try to get other people to remain in the faith, keeping people's minds, being edifying, man. Edifying yourself first and foremost, because that's where it starts. You got to start with you, man. You got to start with you knowing this word and moving a certain way, and then you can help somebody else. Okay. I'm about to wrap this up. the understanding will draw itself into his secret chamber. Knowledge of truth will no longer be openly available. It will be hidden, reserved only for the elect whom God reveals it to. Woo! Precept 29 and 14, Isaiah 29 and 14, the wisdom of their wise men shall perish, and the understanding of their prudent men shall be hid. That's right. Isaiah precepts and parallels, Isaiah 24 and 10, confusion and collapse in the cities, famine of the word, no understanding, Isaiah 8 and 11 and 12, Matthew 24 and 12, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold, friends turning against each other, 2 Timothy 3, let's go there, I'll finish over there, 2 Timothy 3, difficult times will come. 2 Timothy 3 verse 1, this know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves. So they ain't going to care about you. Covetous, they going to want what you want. Boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good. Traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of God. And that's why it's going into all that. Iniquity shall abound, man. Having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof, from such turn away. So you got, people don't know about, like, people don't understand, man. They don't understand how evil these days are gonna come, man. I mean, if you're not rooted in this thing, man, you're gonna fall. All right. But I'm gonna end it right there. Lord's will. This was edifying. Shalom.